Representative Clay Higgins, who is one of the most rabid racists in government right now, tweeted and deleted this about Haitian immigrants, continuing this news cycle for Republicans. LOL, these Haitians are wild, eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere, cults, slapstick gangsters, but damned if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president and VP. All of these thugs better get their mind right and their ass out of the country before January 20th. Do you know what he's referring to with those charges? Because first of all, JD Vance is not our VP yet, but are they filing basically a lawsuit against Trump and Vance?
A Haitian nonprofit in Springfield is filing a lawsuit against Trump and Vance for their
good for them.
Their comments about
they should do that.
Haitian migrants and
they deserve our support
in Springfield, Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah. So who this guy is, by the way, Clay Higgins. People may remember him as the guy who openly voted for David Duke. Mother Jones unearthed this yesterday. This is him in 1992 being quoted when he was just 30 years old. This is the excerpt from the article. But Louisianians, whatever, the Louisianians who voted for Mr. Duke, David Duke, the former Grand Wizard of the KKK, for governor say it would be a lot easier to cast ballots for Mr. Buchanan for president. Duke won't get the vote. Pat will. Pat represents much of the same position, said Clay Higgins, 30, an Army military policy officer attending the Buchanan rally in Baton Rouge last week. Regardless of the fact that David's a homeboy and all that, the boy's a Nazi, and that's a real problem, said Mr. Higgins, who nevertheless voted for Mr. Duke in the governor's race. So he voted for David Duke, he told the paper in 1992, for Louisiana governor, despite the fact that the homeboy's a Nazi, and that's a real problem. Now, this is a long tradition of Republicans not standing up to literal white supremacist rhetoric within their ranks. And so Speaker Johnson was asked about this yesterday. Extremely nonchalant, disregarding of these racist remarks by a racist member of Congress.
Any comment on the tweet that Clay Higgins put out today about Haitians?
I heard about that on the floor just now as well. Clay Higgins is a dear friend of mine and a colleague from Louisiana, and a very frank and outspoken person. He's also a very principled man, and I think he tweeted. I didn't even see it, but he tweeted something today about Haitians, and he was approached
by January 20th.
Okay. Well, look, he was approached on the floor by colleagues who said that was offensive. He went to the back. I just talked to him about it. He said he went to the back and he prayed about it, and he regretted it, and he pulled the post down. That's what you want a gentleman to do. I'm sure he probably regrets some of the language he used, but we move forward. We believe in redemption around here.
Any comment on
redemption? So it seems like Clay Higgins really has redeemed himself, huh? From voting for David Duke back in 1992 for governor. Clay Higgins then released a statement. Let's see how he redeemed himself.
Joining us now is Congressman.
This is the statement, right?
Yeah.
Here is his response to his the media firestorm over his tweet.
Congressman Higgins has told CNN that he stood by his comments, adding, quote, "It's all true. I can put up another controversial post tomorrow if you want me to. I mean, we do have freedom of speech. I'll say what I want." He also said, quote, "It's not a big deal to me. It's like something stuck to the bottom of my boot. Just scrape it off and move on with my life."
So redemption, as Speaker Johnson alluded to. Go on.
Least Nazi GOP member.
I know, but like
Higgins.
We're in the time of the year where you just don't read tweets from your members. I mean, Speaker Johnson just hadn't seen it. He just hadn't seen it, and everyone has an opportunity to redeem themselves. And that's why Clay Higgins said, "I'm going to do it again tomorrow," and also not going to retract the fact that I voted for the KKK Grand Wizard for governor when I was 30 years old.
I just love the idea of like Johnson being like, I'm sure he regrets some of the words that he used, and the statement being like, it is analogous to the scum on my shoe.
And I'll do it again.
Of how little I care about offending literally anybody when it comes to this. He couldn't even just be like, no, I don't regret it. It was like, it's actually like, it's microscopic. But it's bacterial how little I care.
There's no consequences. So why would he? Why would he care? And this is going to be out of the news cycle in 24 hours, and he'll get to say he was redeemed and have to do nothing to account for it. So
what's a slapstick gangster? Is that going to make me seem like I don't know things to ask? Because like that whole post was just full of terms I had never heard before.
Yeah, I mean, he spelled voodoo like that video streaming service.
Yeah, the streaming app, like the Crackle analog.
Right.
Not quite Tubi level.
They're bringing in Tubi. They're bringing in Mubi.
I think it's funny the Ishmael Reed, I think, a book called Mumbo Jumbo that everyone should read if they're looking for fiction, which kind of it's like a what do they call it? The wokeness mind virus that all the right wingers are freaked out about now. It's sort of a satire of that, and it's like, I think, if memory serves, it's like J. Edgar Hoover worried about all people dancing sort of voodoo, black people in particular dancing voodoo sort of rituals, and it's going to take over the country.
Yeah.
This is I forgot where I was going now because I got distracted, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, this guy's just a Confederate, so there's that. And a racist. And not alone in the Republican Party, because there's the Speaker of the House just basically being dismissive and defending him over it. He was confronted on the House floor by the chair of the CBC, I believe. But that's about it. And these groups in Springfield that are suing Trump and Vance, good on ya. Keep it up. How can we support? All right, guys.
What I was going to say is, like, it's always funny when the big time racist Nazi guys also show that they're afraid of, like, they're superstitious and afraid of like voodoo or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because it's code for devil worship.
But that means they literally believe in the devil, which is, I think.
Yeah, of course. I mean, these guys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, these guys are completely run by their religious beliefs that don't even always line up with actually the religions themselves. A lot of they use their religious beliefs to line them up with their own political ideology. And the devil, for a lot of evangelical Christians, plays a huge role in explaining the evils of the world. How easy it is. I mean, you even see it with like conservative influencers, like Tim Pool, who, as far as I know, isn't all that religious. He calls everything evil to his audience because it's the easiest way for him knowing his audience. He's able to deem something as inherently bad, no redemption. You should hate it. You should call it evil. It lines up with that whole ideology and their religious beliefs. It's how
we sold the Iraq war to this country. I mean, that's how Bush did with the axis of evil, for example.
Matt Walsh literally like acting like he's some biology expert with the whole "what is a woman" thing, and he literally believes in the Bible
and demons
as a historical document.
He doesn't literally believe in the Bible, because a lot of Christian evangelicals believe in their own like very pseudo interpretation of the Bible that mixes in a lot of like spirituality too, like American spirituality, like paganism. They celebrate Christmas, a lot of stuff that's not technically in the Bible. And I think for people, especially right-wing content creators, Christianity becomes just another coded term for like Western values.
Yes.
Just like the West for like America. And so like the devil is reserved for things that are anti-American, like leftists or like Haitians who practice non-Christian religions like voodoo.
But they're also Christian. Like, what's incredible is that they've revived a church in Springfield because so many Haitians are Christian. And that
Catholic
in and of itself is a legacy of things that perhaps we could reckon with, as opposed to just saying Haitians are whatever, voodoo demons, like Clay Higgins had to say.
It's like if the anti-evolution people were like trying to like own you. It's like you don't believe in evolution, you stupid bastard. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Racism of this type is correlated with low intelligence, and so it's not surprising that he believes in ghosts and ghouls and goblins. It's
yeah.
Boo.
Brandon, you're sounding very evil.
Actually, Satan's telling us all to say this.
I think we all have a little Haitian. We'll have a little Haitian in us. So
Yeah,
All right,
the Majority
guys.
Report's actually brought to you by Satan himself. Lucifer is the proud sponsor of the Majority Report.
I mean, why else would we be doing ad reads for Hello Tushy? That's the devil's region.
Lucifer and Port-au-Prince winery.
Sorry, it's like Tucker Carlson being like, "Hey, you know aliens? Those are actually demons." It's like, bro, we're not doing this anymore.
I know.
I love those episodes of Ancient Aliens where it's like Bigfoot, no alien. That's what Bigfoot is. The Mothman alien.
I mean,
I'm a Christian guy who like sees everyone enjoying the UFO stuff and he's like, actually, that's about God too. So
yeah, it is Ancient Aliens being like the only thing that plays on the History Channel kind of says a lot about American society. I gotta say.
Okay, Chuck Grassley.
Well, I mean, it's really Ancient Aliens, and then like
get off my lawn.
Ancient Aliens, that show where they like forge swords, and then like 8-hour marathons of like Hitler's super weapons.
Yes.
So that's the History Channel.
All right, guys.
I hate these woke leftists, and also I don't let my kid read Harry Potter because it's witchcraft.
Right.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.